Good evening. Tonight I just want to show you choices that you have to replace dairy products. And I don't want to get into a long explanation of why you want to eliminate dairy products from your diet. It's a very addictive food. It's meant to be addictive. The casein, the main protein in milk, is very addictive because it's to get the calf, the baby calf, to feed from the mother. Just like human milk, there's an addictive part of human milk to get the human baby to drink from the mother. What I highly recommend is that you educate yourself on dairy, and a good place to start is a couple of YouTube videos. I would do Dr. Neal Barnard, Nealbarnard. He is the head of the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine out of Washington, D.C. And he has a video called What the Dairy Industry Doesn't Want You to Know. And it's very informative. And then the other person I'd highly recommend is Colin Campbell, who is a nutritionist, I believe from Harvard. He did the China study, which was an amazing body of work. And watch his video called Colin Campbell on dairy protein, casein, and cancer. And casein is, like I said, the main protein in cow's milk. That would be a great place to start with your information, because when you have the knowledge, it's really easy to follow through. So when I started this, I was definitely a dairy addict. When I started changing my diet, my food of choice, my addiction of choice was dairy foods. If you had to send me to a desert island, it would have been dairy foods and nut butter. I'd combine the two in a sandwich and I was happy. So then when I started cooking for Brie, dairy had to go. It's very mucousy. Most of us are allergic to it. It's hard to digest. It's not a good form of calcium. It's not an absorbable form of calcium. It is the dairy business who they're selling a product. And they start, interesting fact, if I have it here that I want to share with you, like the campaigns like Got Milk and Milk Does a Body Good, the Dairy Council spends $50 million a year on congressional mandated financing and influences 36 million children. I mean, 2,000 of the schools sell Domino pizzas. So they're selling a product. It's not for, it doesn't do a body good. It actually, as you'll listen to Colin Campbell, is something you want to avoid. But because it's very addictive, you're going to look for, 35 years ago when I started this journey, I did not have any replacements for dairy, plant-based ones. So that was it. Today you have phenomenal choices. It's so easy. This is not anything I would have fed my daughter, because I'm very particular about healing level foods. But this is still great to start changing and transitioning to a better way of eating. So, big one is, here we go. This is a gluten-free and non-dairy pizza that you can just have in your freezer. And what I do with something like this is, here it is, and you just put it in the oven, is I get the same company has a cheese that's already shredded, you see? So what I do is I just add more cheese to it, because most people like more cheese. And then I would add some mushrooms, some red peppers are a great one. Just add some veggies, whatever you love or want to add to it on the top. And then I stick it in the oven, and you've got a pizza, a delicious pizza with non-dairy and no gluten. So this same company, as I said, not only makes the pizza, but they make a gluten-free and non-dairy cheesecake. And they make 3 different kinds. They make a lime and a chocolate cheesecake. This used to be my big weakness. I used to make myself a fantastic cheesecake. But this does it. This is something I've served to people and I haven't even told them. What you do, here it is. What you do is when you've unfrozen it, is just put some blueberries on it or raspberries or something and serve it like that, and it's absolutely delicious. You know, I know cafes that this is one of their desserts, and it's gluten-free and dairy-free, totally healthy. So this is a nice treat. They also make cheeses that come in blocks, like a Monterey Jack. You just peel off the side, you see? So if you wanted some cheese in a salad that is plant-based, you could dice this up, put it in a salad. They also make a cream cheese. On your bagels, you want a dairy-free cream cheese, and they're all delicious. There you go, okay? And it's like this, and they make one that has dill in it. They make about 3 or 4 different kinds, flavors. And the other thing that they do are slices. Here we are, same company, and you can get cheese slices. So you want to do a grilled cheese sandwich, gluten-free bread, there you go. So this is fantastic, these type of choices. Then there's another company. You need to have your Parmesan cheese. Here we go. This is a vegan, gluten-free Parmesan cheese that you can shake over whatever you want. And with these shreds, you know, anything you're making where you would normally sprinkle shredded, grated cheese over it, these work fine, and they have a couple of different flavors. The other one is the butter, because dairy is anything that comes from a cow. So it's butter, it's the cream, it's the milk, it's the cheese, it's the cottage cheese, the milk you drink. So any of these are all dairy. So butter too. This is a great butter. I have used it in place of dairy animal butter, and it works beautifully. So it's called Earthbounds, and it comes in with soy, without soy, different kinds. And it's just like a butter, and it tastes great, really. So you don't have to do without those flavors. The other thing now, you're going to say, what about yogurts? Well, Soy Delicious makes a great coconut yogurt. And then this one is an almond blueberry yogurt. And there are others. There are many others, but I'm just giving you some choices that are out there. For those that want whipped cream on something, you know, you could make, well, I've got dairy-free ice creams, but you could also make an ice cream by freezing, peeling a couple of bananas and freezing them. And when they're frozen, you put them in a Vitamix and blend them up, and it makes banana ice cream. Well, then you could put a non-dairy, plant-based whipped cream on it. So, you know, I mean, the sky's the limit with having plant-based products. You don't have to still eat the animal food. And this is a Soy Delicious too. The other thing is the milks. There are now tons of plant-based milks. This one's the cashew milk, and this one's a coconut milk. But they have almond milks and flax milk and hemp milk. You name it. They have nowadays oat milk. So there's all kinds of milks. Choose one. Well, you're going to have to find which one you prefer, just like we do with other food. And maybe with the least number of ingredients in it would be a good way to go. For your cereals, so that you don't have to, and for your coffee. They even have creamers for your coffee that are plant-based. They're made from coconut milk creamers. So that's available. Then, of course, ice cream. We have this sort of thing, which is gluten-free and dairy-free, but a great replacement, tastes delicious. These people have one too, like that. This company has also something like this, which is even, well, it's even sweeter than this one, but when you're looking for that. And this is a pretty good one. This is the cold brew one from, I should put it like this so you can see that. And then this one's got a little frozen coconut, this one. And they all have several different flavors. So there's the ice cream, the cheese. Then this is another company that I've been noticing lately. And they make yogurt, they make a cream cheese, and they make these wonderful little puddings, chocolate and butterscotch. So this is another company you can pay. And I'm not working for any of these companies. I'm just trying to find products that will help people get off dairy products. And all of these are excellent. So I think I've covered every one of them. And I'd highly recommend, I mean, in dairy products, it's an animal food. There is no fiber in it whatsoever. And that's one thing we need is fiber in our culture. I think I've covered, I highly recommend listening to Neil Bernard, Dr. Neil Bernard, Colin Campbell. There are many other doctors that would be talking about not doing dairy, like Dr. S. Esteen, who's a well-known cardiologist, Dr. Dean Ornish, another working with heart patients for 30 or 40 years, Dr. John McDougall and his wife, been working for years, and the first things they all say is get rid of the dairy products. We have been, the advertisement has been since we've been in grade school to you've got to have your milk, you've got to have strong bones. Well, it's been proven that the people that drink the most amount of dairy products have the most amount of fractures and osteoporosis. So it's a matter of getting good information, good factual information, so that you know in your head that you're making a good choice here, and you live at a time where there is not one form of dairy or the animal form that you're going to go without in the plant form. So please, check these things out and taste them and experiment. And really, like the cheesecake, people have not known that it was dairy-free. So I hope you will make this a consideration to maybe the one choice you start with is, okay, I'm going to stop all the dairy, and inform yourself. And what happened to me is 7 months into stopping dairy, it was like a cloud lifted from my head. My thinking just got clearer. And don't be surprised that once you give up dairy, your body says, we can now get rid of this excess mucus, because it's a very mucousy food. Anybody with any type of respiratory, dairy, I mean, even the doctors will say to you, if you have a cold, don't go near dairy. But asthma, if you have asthma, definitely. And most of us are allergic to it. So thank you very much, and I hope this will be another idea that you might take time to consider.